Good morning. My name is Jacob Folger. I'm an artist and sculptor, and today we're going to make a fairy house. I just want to go over a few of the materials we'll be needing. We'll be working with Sculpey 3 polymer clay, and it's just a brand that I like. I use it a lot. Actually, it's the only clay I use. But we're going to be working with white. Normally I work in black, if you know any of my videos. White clay gets dirty very easily, so you need to make sure your work area is very clean and your hands are very clean. I mean, you just look at it wrong and it gets dirty. So just make sure that everything is nice and clean. Also, we're going to be using tin foil to make a core that will conserve clay. And I'll show you how to do that. You can use a cup of water or alcohol and a paintbrush for smoothing. And of course, then you will need a paintbrush. And also, we might be using an X-Acto knife or some kind of sharp knife. These are the sculpting tools. If you know my videos, you know that I've been carrying around these particular sculpting tools for a very long time, and they still have these particular designs in art stores, and I do recommend these shapes because they are very effective. Here's the other one that I use. That's what it looks like. And we're going to be finishing the clay with pastels. And the thing about pastels is there's different grades, and you want a premium artist grade because it has a lot more colorant in it. I will put a list of the tools and supplies and a source for pastels. And you definitely want to buy from a reputable seller because there are people that will say it's premium or artist grade and it's not, and that actually happened to me, and this is not artist grade. But I want to use it up before I get more. The way I make this powder is I basically just take the pastel and scrape it off with a sharp knife. That's how I do that. And that's what we'll be needing today, using today. And we'll go ahead and get started. Okay, we're going to be creating a core of aluminum foil to go on the inside of the clay to conserve clay, basically. And you can just roll the general shape and then create a little slab of the clay and wrap it around the aluminum foil like this here. And then when you get it around the aluminum foil, you can start to shape it into the general shape of the house. So basically what I'm doing here is pushing it against the table to get the shape that I want, using my fingers and as well my hands. Just standing it up so I can see how it looks, and there I'm kind of squeezing the peak of the roof where the gable is going to go for the peak of the roof. Now what I'm doing is I'm curving the house, and I'm just curving it because it looks kind of whimsical. This is a fairy house, and so we want it to look a little bit whimsical. So now we're going to shape in the door, we're going to basically carve out the markings for the door, and then a window beside it. This is kind of a guide to help us do the framing for the windows in the door. And one more at the top here. Now we're going to prepare to roll a long noodle that will make up the parts for the framing of the door and windows. And if you roll it against the table, it'll go a lot better. So a lot easier than trying to roll it in your hands. And then you can just put it around the markings that you made on the house for the door and the windows. And then just cut each section with, that's why you would need a sharp knife. It's very helpful to have an X-Acto knife for that purpose. Just take your time and go around each window and door. Now, for demonstration purposes, I'm only doing the front of the house today. Once you lay the framing on, you can move it around a little bit. You can roll it or almost slide it to a different position if you want to shape it a little bit. It's pretty easy to do that. You can do it with your fingers. You also can do it with a tool. And then you can blend in gaps and that sort of thing with a sculpting tool or your fingers. And then you can go back and put marks in for where you want them, where the wood, where the framing would normally join. There we go. Just going back and just making sure everything's positioned right. Next, I'm going back and I'm putting the markings in for the windows, for the different panes. I'm just basically carving little lines in where the panes of the window would go for a little definition, a little bit of detail. And here I'm putting lines in for the planks of the door. Assuming this is a wood door, it would have planks to make it up. And I'm just putting lines in to represent the planks.
And then here adding a doorknob. And here I'm adding a keyhole, just carving it in with the back of a paintbrush and one of my sculpting tools. Now what I'm doing is I'm rolling a number of balls, and the balls are going to be the beginning of shingles for the roof. It'll go a lot faster if I prepare it first by rolling the balls, and now I'm squeezing them into the shape of shingles. By holding your fingers that way, you can actually shape little rectangular shapes for the shingles. It's actually very easy to do. And now I'm putting them on just by pressing them into place. Once I've got the shingles laid on, I blend them in at the top into the house or decking of the roof, just so they stay there really well. And then the second course that I put on, I stagger it so that it's basically brick style, staggered over the first course. And then I just go right up to the peak of the roof, to the very top. And can add texture to the shingles by just using my knife to my wood sculpting knife to put in markings. Now I'm adding a chimney, and I'm just shaping it with my hands, much like I did the shingles. And this is the crown or top of the chimney that goes on the very top of the chimney, and then I will add a hole to the top to make it look like a chimney. If you look down in, you'll be able to see a hole going down in. And then I just push this into place on the top of the roof there. Since it is a fairy house, I like to kind of curve it out, lean it out a little bit, just to create some interest. Now again, you can use alcohol, or you can use warm water. They both work pretty good. You dip it in, let's say in this case we're using water, you dip it into the water and then you dab it off as much as you can so that you get all the excess off. And then you go and just brush the house till you get it as smooth as you want it to be. And that, of course, depends on you. You might want it very smooth and pristine, or you might want it rough. Now we're going back and we're going to start adding color from the pastels that I showed you earlier. And here I'm basically looking for kind of an antique look. I'm not looking to get the whole house covered with, bright blue or anything like that. And so I'm just I want the white to show through. I want it to look like the paint's been on there for a really long time and it's fading and that sort of thing, and that's what I'm looking for in this. If you notice, I have more than one color. I have the red for the door and the roof, but I also have blue and I have brown and I have beige. And the reason why I do that is so that I can put in other colors to kind of give it that aged look, brushing in different colors to give it the appearance that it's old. Using a little bit of brown or sienna on the chimney. I'm using black in the hole for the chimney flue. Just to make it kind of realistic. If you like this kind of content, please subscribe to my channel. I do a lot of videos along these lines. And please rate the video. That does matter. It's important. And if you have a comment or question, please leave it in the comment section or send me an email. My email address is on the About Me page portion of my channel page. And I really appreciate you watching. I appreciate your support. Have a great day.